So good.
Oh yeah. Crumbles when you go to dip it. Can't find this in stores. I repeat, the pan is hot. Today we're making camping nachos. This meal right here is super simple to make, has a lot of fresh ingredients, and is guaranteed to blow whatever nachos you've had in the past out of the water. Let's get to it. Our ingredients are super simple. We got it all at Walmart. We have stuff to make picos, so we have onion, lime, cilantro, jalapeno. Spices for the chicken, we've got some paprika, cumin, chili powder. We're gonna do a little crema with Cholula and table cream here. We got our cheeses, we got Queso Fresco and a Fiesta Blend, as they call it here. Which is a party. And then we have our chicken thighs, corn tortillas, oil, beans, and barbecue sauce. All readily available ingredients. It may seem like a lot of ingredients, but this is gonna make it super fresh and it's gonna make the flavors just pop. So we're gonna start by making the quick pickles, and I'm gonna start by heating up the pickling solution. Oh, you never know. And I'm using a really simple 2-to-1 ratio, vinegar to water. Not really measuring. And while that's heating up, we're gonna chop up the onion and put it into the jar where it will quick pickle. For these red onions, I'm gonna slice them how I will want them at the end of the dish. I'm gonna do pretty long slices. And then just put those into the mason jar, put in our liquid once that heats up, and those will be ready to go in about 20 minutes, which is pretty nice. And I know, this is glass. I'm gonna get some plastic containers in the future, but this is what I had at home. Now that the vinegar mixture is at a near boil, I'm gonna add it to the onions with a little bit of salt, and that's it. And it just gets all over the cutting board. Oh yeah. At least the cutting board will be clean now and smell like vinegar. All right, pickles, done. We're gonna start the coals. We don't need too many coals because we just need coals really to put on top of the Dutch oven that we're gonna make. See all the moths that came out? All right, perfect. So for the Pico De Gallo, super simple, only really need 4 ingredients. We have these cherry tomatoes, a red onion, jalapeno, lime, cilantro. I guess that's 5 ingredients. 6? Salt? Maybe? But you can change it out if you want it spicier, add more jalapeno, maybe add a serrano. I like these cherry tomatoes because I feel like they hold their moisture a little bit better. I kind of like that chunkier pico. I think I'll probably use half of the onion. And the jalapeno. I'm gonna do half seeds, half no seeds for the perfect blend of spice and flavor. Cutting these pretty small as well so you don't just get one big bite of jalapeno. Into the bowl it goes. And we're gonna finish with some cilantro, fairly rough chop here. Add the lime, add some salt, give it a mix. And that is your Pico De Gallo.
Oh, so good.
Now we're gonna make a simple chipotle. It's not chipotle, why am I lying to you? A simple Cholula crema with some Mexican table cream, Cholula hot sauce, and limes. I'm gonna mix it up all in this squirt bottle. I highly recommend bringing these to camp because you can store this in the cooler when you're done using it, and you're gonna wanna put it on your eggs, you're gonna wanna put it on the meal the next night, and it makes presentation, like, that is such a big difference in what you would find in, like, you know, a nice restaurant. I'm gonna mix the whole thing in the bottle, and I think it'll work because it's a pretty simple recipe. You just kinda eyeball it. If you want it spicier, add more Cholula. If you want it less spicy, guess what? Maybe don't make it. Maybe add less. Get lime in your eye. I feel like when it like, for some reason, the eyes, it like attracts lime juice, you know? It's like bugs too. Bugs and limes, what do they have in common? Okay, so I'm gonna give this a mixy mix. And that is all we have to do. Chipotle crema. Cholula crema, sorry. All right, so for the nachos, I think that if you make your own nachos, it elevates the meal like 10 times, you know? I just bought some corn tortillas from the store. I'm gonna cut them into sixths and we're gonna fry them up. You know when you go to a restaurant and like the chips are like a little bit greasy and you can see the salt on the chips? That's what I'm going for, and it's gonna make these nachos delicious. Of course, if you don't wanna do this, you can just buy store-bought tortilla chips and enjoy it when each tortilla chip just crumbles when you go to dip it or it doesn't hold up. Anyway, that's aside from the point. If you wanna do this, you could do this, but there are more easy options out there. And once the oil gets hot, this is pretty quick. I'm gonna do a little thin coat at the bottom, not too much. Time for the chips. The oil is hot, and to test that, I basically just threw in one and let it cook, and now I know that it's ready to go. So the oil is hot. I'm gonna actually turn it down a bit, because these are gonna cook really quickly. I'm putting it in facing away so that I don't get splatter. You don't wanna overcrowd your oil. Watch them, they will get brown, and then you pull them. They're not gonna cook too much at the very end, so you don't have to worry too much about overcooking, but I have my tongs here. If you have like a spider, that would also work for this. You know, maybe I give them a little dip, maybe I flip them around, or we just want some even cooking here. And that's going. Perfect. I have a bowl lined with paper towels here just to collect some excess oil. And what I'm gonna wanna do right after pulling them out of the oil is hit them with the salt so it sticks a little bit better. So you can see that that is getting pretty close to done, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to pull these, but looking good. These are getting crispy, and now you have to worry about breaking them because you got a crispy chip. That's a good problem to have. I'm kind of curious how this is going to turn out. Do you eat nachos with a fork, or do you just go like your bare hands with the chips? Leave a comment, fork or hands. I feel like I start out hands and then it turns into forks at the end. Test, 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 test. So for these chicken thighs, I'm gonna do a super simple, just a little rub, and then we're gonna put them onto a hot pan, get them nice and crispy. So I got pepper here, paprika, and chili powder somewhere. And chili powder. Oh yeah, and salt. Salt! Gah! Salt! Said I wasn't gonna touch the chicken, but I touched it. Okay, now I gotta wash my hands. It's just what we do around here.
Do you have soap?
Shh. Kelsey, these are gonna be so good. The pan is hot. I repeat, the pan is hot. I'm gonna add some of that. You know what? I'm gonna add some of the oil from the chips, because I reuse things. So add your chip oil. Can't find this in the stores. Don't make a mess because oil catches on fire. Bringing it back, being safe, adding the chicken. This is gonna be probably too hot. It's not that bad. And we're cooking. And I'm just gonna crisp these up, and then we're gonna shred it in a bowl, add some barbecue sauce. It's gonna be so good. Time for the first flip. First flip of the day. Whoa! That looks good. I'd eat that. I'm moving the pan around because I'm on an uneven cooking surface, and the oil is all on one side. I'm gonna pull the chicken. It's looking to be about done. Nice and crispy, both sides. I'm putting it directly into the bowl that I'm gonna shred it in with the barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna go in with the barbecue sauce, a little bit, not too much. I feel like that was kind of a lot. Yeah, and then we just pull it apart. The juices, like I feel like you don't have to worry about this resting because you kind of want it a little saucy. So I'm just using 2 forks here to pull the chicken apart. This is gonna make you the envy of the campsite. You know that if you were to go camping in Nevada, all meals would be the envy of the campsite because of the state, envy, Nevada. Okay, have everything ready. All that's left to do is assemble the nachos. Nachos! Assemble! I'm gonna start with my nachos layer on the bottom. Chips, I guess they're just chips now, they're not nachos yet. Then I'm gonna sprinkle in some of that cheese blend. And I like going heavy with the cheese. You you'd never once said, maybe I had too much cheese in that dish. Yeah, that's another quote. Some beans, some black beans here, some Queso Fresco, and this is all about layering. There's gonna be more chips on top of that. There will always be another nacho chip, just remember that. That looks pretty good for layer one. Oh, can't forget the pico. Need some pico? Man, this is gonna be good. It's like you can eat this without even cooking it. I guess it's already cooked, but you get what I'm saying. Other layer, layer two. For those of you counting at home, layer two. It's like you think you make a lot of chips when you're doing it at the start, but then you just eat them throughout the cooking process and all of a sudden your chips are gone. However many chips you're thinking of making, just double it. Okay, putting some more beans in there, use some more cheese. And I think this is gonna be the last layer. So you can stop counting. It's only 2. And I love the sweetness that the barbecue sauce is able to add. I think it complements kind of the sour from the lime and all this stuff, and the salty obviously from the chips. It just kind of helps round out the dish. I'm gonna come in with some more queso. And I feel like you kind of wanna overdo it with the top layer because that's what's gonna look good. It's gonna get brown. That looks delicious. It's like picture worthy and it hasn't even gone in the coals. So that is all ready. I'm gonna go over to the coals, show you how to make a simple Dutch oven with just 2 cast iron pans. Of course, if you have a Dutch oven, that would also work. Let's go. I'm gonna move all the coals over to one side. Make some room for the cast irons to come in. With these pans, I'm not too concerned about heat from the bottom. I more want heat on top. So I'm gonna take a cast iron, put it over the other cast iron so that, oh, that's heavy. I'm weak. I'm more concerned about heat from the top, and I'm gonna put coals on top of the cast iron. So we have this, our nacho plate. I'm gonna grab some coals. Just put them on top, and that should cook the top portion. We'll let those go about 5 minutes, not too long, because that's a lot of heat. All right, got the Dutch oven here. Time for the grand reveal. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We got meltage. Oh my gosh. You can hear it. Can you hear that? Yeah, it hears like it tastes good. I'm gonna just dress this up, put some of our crema on. I'm gonna try to be artistic. Ooh. We love that noise. Put some of our Quickles on. I'm gonna put those right in the middle, right in the middle. So you can come in, get a pickle, you can come out, you can get a chip on the outside. You can go in, get a pickle if you want it. It's there. It's like the best part of hummus, you know, the inside where all the, anyway, that's an aside. All right, time to dig in. This is the moment. We've been waiting for this. I'm gonna get a bite with a little bit of everything, put some of that pickle in. Oh my gosh, that's so good. The chips, the chips stayed so crispy. You know how when you have nachos sometimes and like the inner chip get a little soggy? This is delicious. Okay, I'm probably messy now. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That'll help me out a lot. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna eat this because it's awesome.